Hey everyone, Devin Nash here with a new video for you. Today I want to talk about overthinking, execution, and what stops us from getting our goals. Overthinking is something that I think almost everybody is guilty of. And what it is most people spend a lot of time thinking about ideas or thinking if their ideas could work, but they focus very little on execution. Execution means getting things done. And in this video, I want to give you a really easy 3-step process to how I actually execute. I think a large part of the reason why I am where I am today is because I follow up and I try to get things done, and I spend very little time on ideas. Ideas are worth pretty much nothing in our society. If you go get any 5 people or 10 people in a room, you'll probably come up with enough ideas for a bunch of great businesses in the next years that are going to come. And you could think about all the ideas that you want to do to become successful or achieve your dreams, and that's not going to do anything to get you there. So we need to focus on execution. We need to focus on what it actually means to do something. And the first thing we need to do, which is step 1, is we have to plan that. Now this is the part where you think, and it's the only part where you think, and it's the shortest time. You want to plan what your stops are on the way to getting your goal. So I'm going to use an example like making a video. So if I'm going to make a video, the first thing I want to do is I want to storyboard that video, and I want to come up with an idea of what I want that video to be about. So let's say I want that video to be about overthinking. Okay, then I kind of have a rough idea. I might jot down 3 or 4 ideas, and I'll set myself a time limit so that I know when that time limit is done, I'm going to be done with my thinking phase. I'm not going to sit around and I'm going to say, oh, wouldn't it be really great if I did that video? Or here's all these great ideas. Because there's a part in planning where at some point, the kind of like extra 10% that you do to plan and is not going to contribute to the overall goal if you just do it. So you need to be willing to sacrifice 10 to 20% of the quality of the thing you're doing. You know, I could think about all these like fancy editing techniques, and I could think about all this text I want to put on this video and all this production quality stuff, but I'm probably never going to do the video if I think about all that stuff. If I just stand in front of a camera and I say, okay, I've got my rough idea, I'm going. Okay, that or let's, if you're gonna do like a business, or you're trying to like start something like a Twitch stream, if you focus on all this time where you're trying to build the actual stream and okay, I need 1080p and I need this camera and all this stuff, you're never gonna do it. The best thing you should do is just get some janky camera and set it up and just start talking, start streaming, right? That's the best thing you can do because that's actual execution. So on step 1 in the planning phase, don't focus too much on that high level stuff, like the high quality stuff. Get to that later when you've consistently executed on your goal for a while. Then you can start thinking about production quality, and then you can start thinking about all the things that you want to add to it after you have a consistent track record of proving that you can do it. Okay? That's step 1, is planning. Get a few things down on paper, and then don't be afraid to go. Start executing. Start getting it right. Okay, so once you've done that, number 2 is you want to allocate time blocks. You want to allocate 20 to 90 minute time blocks to complete what it is you're doing. So what I do during my day is I write down a general idea of the ideas and the types of planning that I want to do. Then I set 20, 30, 45, 50, 90 minute time blocks where the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on executing that goal, right? I've already got the micro steps. I've already got the small things that I'm going to do to achieve that goal written down. I know what I have to do. So now it's a matter of actually sitting down and executing it. And it's very important to set these time blocks and eliminate every distraction you have. Whether it be Twitter, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Reddit, whatever it be, you just say for these 20 minutes, I am just going to focus on this task. Then I can do whatever. I can take a break. I can go do something else. I can go talk to someone. But this 20 minutes, if I get a distraction, I get an interruption, I get a phone call, I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm just going to focus on this until that 20 minutes are over. And I think a large amount of your success will be dictated about how many of these blocks you can have successfully today. If you have 3 or 4 blocks of 20 minutes of work, you're actually doing a lot more than probably anyone does with their entire day. If you have 5 or 6 blocks of 60 to 90 minutes of great work, you're doing way more than probably an entire team of office workers are doing. So that's a perspective on how effective you can be if you set time blocks, okay? And then the third solution is to review. Reviewing means at the end of every week, mine is every Friday, I review everything that I did and I say, okay, what worked for me? What did not work for me? how are my time blocks used effectively? How are some of them not used so effectively, and what can I improve? Create a to-do list, and then create a not to-do list, just as important, around the things that you thought you did very successfully and the things that you didn't think went so well, okay? Now, once you've reviewed it, go back to the planning stage for next week and set your time blocks again. And this is how you're gonna be, and just repeat the process, right? Okay, now you're doing planning again, now you're doing the time blocks, now you're doing the review again. And create this process for whatever you wanna do. So if you want to produce streams, for example, if you wanna live stream consistently, plan how your week's gonna look like, plan when it's gonna be, set the time blocks up, and make sure you commit to it, do nothing else, and then review what worked, what didn't. If you wanna make videos, same thing. You wanna start a business, you wanna start a writing career, okay, let's take a look at that real quick, okay? I'm gonna plan to write something for 20 minutes a day in the morning. This is the kind of subjects and the content that I wanna cover. And maybe first to do that, I need to build a blog. So I'm gonna use this process to do that. Okay, I'll plan that out. I'll get my time blocks down when I'm gonna work on that. And then I'll review what worked and what didn't. So using this technique, you can start to very effectively execute. And I want you to get it out of your head as much as possible. Spend as little time on the ideation as possible. There are a million people emailing me a million ideas. You know, it's all nothing, because I inevitably always reply back and I'm like, well, what have you actually done to work on the idea? What have you been doing? It's, oh, you know, I've made a couple of videos, or I've done this a couple of times. Your success is not going to come unless you are consistent. I will repeat that. Your success is not going to happen. You will never achieve success unless you're consistent. The small victories are what build up to the big win. It's not, there's no overnight success. There's no overnight victory. It's the gradual stuff that builds up every single day because you're hammering away at your craft and your talent that then gets you that success. And it looks like to everybody else says, oh, whoa, this guy just came from nowhere. That's not the case. It's never the case. Your success comes from the daily building of your activities. So, solutions, okay? Plan, create a time block, right? 20, 30, 40, 45 minutes, whatever you need. Create that time block and then review. Let me know how this process works for you. If you try it, if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, leave it in the comments below. If you have questions for me, I'll answer them on these videos. You can send me hashtag AskDMN or send me your question on Twitter. I will take a picture of it and I'll put it on this video and I will answer the question for you, whether it be lifestyle, personal development, business, whatever you want, I'll answer it for you. And if you like these videos, please do comment on them. Tell me. I respond to as many comments as possible, and subscribe to the channel. If you really like this content, I'll be doing a lot more of it. So thank you very much. I hope you start executing. I hope you're getting your dreams. Remember, doing, not thinking. Thank you very much. See you again next time.